What's up everyone, welcome back to Ford Adventures. It's Hung once again. As you can see, I am inside the Jeep, and today we are going to install the Joing 10.1 Android audio system. But before we can actually get into that, I will need to remove some of the dash peripherals. I do have a vector bar here that I need to remove, and I've already removed some of my camera gear, my phone mounts, tablet mounts. So I just got to remove this, and then we can start removing or disassembling the dash to install the unit itself. With the vector dock removed, the next step is to remove the power window switches, and the tool you will need is a trim removal tool which can be found on Amazon. These probably go for like 10 to 15 bucks for a whole set, and it's very cheap. And if you're working with inside your vehicle a lot and removing panels, it's best to use one of these. You don't want to really scrape up your trim with a flathead screwdriver. So it's pretty simple. What you want to do is just stick it into the slot here and just pry it. Like that. Your switches is out. Remove the screw, put it aside. The next panel to remove is this panel to expose the two screws that are holding up this section of the trim. So this is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just yank it and just put this over to the side. Right up here are the screws that I was talking about. There's one here, and then there's one on this side that you would want to remove. And then this requires a 7mm to remove. With all the screws removed, you want to begin on the left side here and yank towards myself to remove this trim here. Make sure you put your steering wheel down and lock it. Once you have it all removed, you just have to finagle it up, kind of out. It gets the windshield wiper kind of gets in the way, so just trying to do this with one hand is a little hard with the camera, but whoops, and just like that, the trim piece is out. All right, you can just set it aside, and we will need to remove the vents a little bit later. The next step is to remove the stereo, and that is held by 4 screws on each side. Again, 7mm. Just like that, the stereo is removed. Pretty straightforward. All you have to do is just pull on the tabs and just pull the unit out. Pretty straightforward. Now that the dash is completely removed, we could start running cables. Now I've already ran one cable, and that is the external mic. Right here I have it attached to my grab handle, and I ran it through the A-pillar all the way down and through here, and I'm just gonna keep on running it all the way through the back there and into the center here. Just running the GPS module cable, and again just running it through the back here. I thought about sticking it on the center of the window, but that means more work. Have to ply out all the trim on the top here. So I'm gonna test it out, see if it's actually good over here. And I have all the wires tucked behind the A-pillar at the moment. So the next cables that I'll be running are the 2 USB extension cords. I'll be running, just gonna pre-run them, and then also if you have a third-party rear view camera, now it's the time to just run the cables into the center dash before closing up everything. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. I've already done the rear view camera cable. I just have it tucked in through the back here, and then I'm just gonna run it through all the way through the back. And again, same thing with these 2 USBs. Just gonna have it hanging outside of have it hanging inside the compartment over there. All the necessary cables are in. Not sure which one is the actual radio. Gotta figure that one out, and then we are good. We are good. So now it's time for trial and error. As you can see on this harness right here, there's 2 of these cables. One of these are for the Alpine system if you have it in your vehicle. Unfortunately, none of these are labeled, so I gotta figure out which one's which. These all go in one direction, so it's not that hard to mess up. All right. So I have a temporary setup like this right now. I have the cables all in, the screen's just sitting like that, and let's just start up the car. Let's see if the screen turns on. Boom. All right, so it works. Now let's just test some buttons. So yep, my volume up, volume down. Making phone calls with the buttons. Again, the buttons all work. Let's try. Let's see if these ones. Okay, so I can hit the mute. So all my buttons on the left hand side of the steering wheel seem to be working. Let's see. How do I get out of this one? All right, Bluetooth. I can swap around. No video files. So I'm just right here, just tapping these buttons right here, and it's swapping back and forth, and it's pretty spiffy. It's pretty quick actually. So let me just go back to the main screen. As you can see right here, everything pretty fast. Destination guide. So right now I don't have any widgets. Let's see the navigation setup. So all right, at least I know it works. Now I just have to get all the cables in the right port and make sure you know, GPS is working and the wireless is working, and then we should be good to go. Okay, we got the radio working. All the cables are plugged in. GPS is in. All the USBs in. Antenna is plugged right in to this white one. Not sure what this one is for, but okay. And then what else do we got? The mic. Let's see if I can control the mic. Okay, Google. Let's do that. Okay, Google. Directions to 4x4. Rock Spider 4x4. Oops. There we go. All right, everything seems to be working. Okay guys, everything is working as is. As you can see here, the panel is nice and bright. Let me just shift that a little bit. All I have to do is just set up the unit to my liking. The cables are working. Navigation works with voice. That means the mic is working. GPS unit is working. And the only thing I have left is to deal with this cabling. I wish I could remove this right now, which I need to open up the unit. There is a screw right here and a screw on this side that I need to just pop up, but that would void my warranty for now, so let's leave it. I wish that they made this a plug. I saw someone online remove this. All it is just a little white tab inside that you just unclip and this comes out. So I won't be using the 4G LTE antennas, no point. And what else do we got here in the back? There's nothing. Everything is ready to go. Wish there was the option to move this one since I'm not using it. This is for the standard stereo for the Jeep. So if you don't have the Alpine unit, then you'll be using this. I do have the Alpine system, and hence I'll be using this cable. So, but I wish I can remove this whole section right here to avoid the clutter. And then what else is there? There is one more thing. Oh yeah, the rear video camera lead, the power lead right here. I need to tap into the current power, this yellow cable right here, to power up the rear view camera, but I can do that a little bit later. And what else is there? This is I won't be using this. This is the stock. This is stock. And what's this? This is USB. What was this again? USB 1, USB A. Can't remember. I can probably make use of this somehow. Use an extension and have a third USB cable, but we will see. So I just have to tuck this away, just tuck everything away at the moment, and put everything back. Video at the moment, I have the whole unit itself loosely fitted. I just need to transfer over the little metal clips that hold the system in to this panel here, but everything is good. Things are working, Google's working, the vents are in. The only issue I have is the fitting on this one. It's kind of there's a little gap here, but I might have to do some finagling right there, but that is good. Other than that, everything is working perfectly as intended. You know, like I said, I just have to move everything. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. So if you guys enjoyed the video, please hit a like, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. All right, ciao.